Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Melissa, and today's video we are going to do some moss pole extensions, maintenance type of thing. I have several poles that are overdue for an extension, and I have a couple poles that I think I want to redo. I'm not exactly sure how many I want to do for today's video. I have a lot to do, so I might split it up into a couple days or maybe just do some off camera. So yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes, but I'm going to get started here. I'm going to give you a rundown of what my plan is first with some of these, and we'll dive into it. I still have Adansonia here. I have not put her back yet. I actually need to water her again. She's been sitting here for like 3 days. But do you see what I see? I see a growth point right here. So that's exciting. That is very exciting. So the plants that I want to extend are going to be the Just Sienna and the Marble Queen. They have sort of reached the top and I really need to extend them. If you hear something, that is Chai, of course, as soon as I start talking. The next one that I need to extend and repot is the Majestic. The only thing is I don't have my pots yet, the 6-inch, so I might have to wait another day. Moving over to this shelf here, one that I really need to redo is the variegated heartleaf. It's growing way off the pole. I want to kind of take the top section and start that one reclimbing and propagate this entire thing up. I actually did my obliqua in a different video, if you guys remember. Oh, I did it for my Patreon, that's right, so you guys didn't see that. I redid the Monstera obliqua, and it's kind of regrowing on a pole now. It's just one layer. So yeah, I got some of these big leaves now at the bottom. Pretty crazy. It was yellowing and doing some weird stuff, so I had to restart that. Another one that I need to redo is my Florida Beauty. It's just too big now. The pole is unsteady, and yeah, I just need to do something with it. I also need to do this one here because I want to switch the pole. This is the pinnatum, Epipremnum pinnatum marble variegated. I was trying to think of the name of it. These 3 here are another 3 that I need to do. I'm definitely going to have to split this up into multiple projects. I'm not going to be able to get this all done today. My Mandula needs to be cut, propped, and extended, as well as this White Knight. I don't know what to do with that one. My Amedria medium silver it keeps getting underwatered, and I had chopped a runner off, so it technically hasn't restarted growing yet, but I really need to do something with it. I think I will tackle Milano first. I honestly think the Milano is probably going to be the easiest because I don't need to repot the base. It's in pon. It's my only moss pole in pon, but I do want to add the extension on really quick. So I'm going to grab a bucket full of sphagnum moss. I actually need to get more sphagnum moss. I do think I have a couple things of it. That is a good point. I'm gonna have to stop at Lowe's to get some more moss. But yeah, I'm gonna grab that and some poles and some supplies, and we're gonna get started. I just noticed the top leaf on this is probably going to break, which is really, really sad. It must have gotten in the sheath. Do you see where it's bent there? It's going to break off. So I'm worried that's going to break when I go to extend it. This leaf is huge too. Do you see this one? It's a lot bigger than I've ever gotten on a mulatto before. So there is one vine over here, this one, and it has a new growth point right here coming in. There's a growth. This middle vine, there's actually 2 middle ones. So this one that has the biggest leaf, there's a growth point right behind it, and this is another growth point, the one that has the broken leaf that goes on top of that one. And then I also have one more vine here in the middle. So I actually have 4 vines on this plant, which is kind of cool in a way, that there's so many that potentially could grow. I need to change the water out. I don't need to upsize it just yet. But the issue with this being pond is it's getting a lot of algae because it's under really high light in my cabinet. This entire back of the pole is all filled with algae. I hate it. And it's molding a little bit in the front just because of all the moisture, like the constant moisture it's under. I'm worried taking it out of my cabinet, it's not going to grow as well. So I'm thinking I might have to put it on the floor of my moss bowl area, which I don't want any more plants there because it's already crowded. But that's like, I don't have another place to put it right now. And it's like the best light that I can give it, you know? I did treat this plant for powdery mildew with Phison 20. I only treated it once. I see a little bit of what could be powdery mildew on this leaf here, but I don't know if that's one of the original leaves. So I'm just still watching it. If I see it continuing to spread, I'm gonna spray it again. It is climbing pretty quickly, and now that it's like establishing, I feel like all 4 vines are gonna be growing at a steady pace. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up to the top with moss. I would rather fill it up to the top because I can still easily water it than risk the plant growing beyond the top of the moss, because I don't want it to. Once it starts climbing well, it's really, 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 really important that you extend it and don't give those nodes a chance to grow off the pole or not in any moss if you are wanting it to continue to increase in size. So that is my advice. That's why I'm trying to extend this ASAP. I'm gonna try to extend her on here without breaking this leaf off. I don't even want to touch it. I had brought my grafting tape out to try and see if I could save it or wrap it around there, but I know if I touch it, I'm gonna break it off. And I don't want to do that. These just go on the inside of the pole. And then it just locks in place. That's funny. Look at all the algae from where the algae starts to where it doesn't start anymore. That's so funny. All right, this one was really easy. I am going to wash this yucky water out and give her a refresh and a flush with some fresh fertilizer water. I like that I don't have to moisten the moss as much because I feel like it's continually wicking up from the pond. But I will say, now that it's going out of my cabinet, I don't know how quickly it's going to dry out now. I feel like this node, so it's important to get the nodes right up against the moss. This node here, I feel like I want to get that anchored on there a little bit more. Some philodendron are just so finicky with their nodes not wanting to root into the pole. So this is like a really good way to anchor it close. I just don't want to get the vine next to it. A lot of these ones here that I did initially when I first put this one on here, I can remove this because you can see the roots. It's rooted in here because I don't need this around the bottom anymore. You can leave it like if you want. that one was really easy. I'm still worried that this leaf now is going to break off, but I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I really love the size of this one. It's so beautiful. I'm excited to see the new leaf behind this one though that's coming out, because that one's already so big. I'm very impressed so far. Now this water does have silica in it, and I just added my usual like fertilizer, the Foliage Pro now, and the other drops for the water. What's it called? The stress coat. Now, I haven't been using silica in my water that much. So lately I have been testing I haven't had to add any pH adjustment because I feel like the silica is bringing my pH down on its own. I actually had to add base in it the last time. So I like to keep checking. I just don't want to like, that's like a 6.5, so I'm not going to mess with that or add anything else to it. Hi, girlfriend. I do have that meter that I bought. I just haven't gotten a chance to break it out and calibrate it and use it yet. But because this is a finicky plant for me, I am going to use silica for this plant because I feel like it would appreciate it. So this is my nasty pond water. This container is going to be my pond container so I can dump it outside. I might start rinsing my pond first so that I don't have like all that nasty residue in there. I'm just going to water through here. And let me rinse this out in my sink and then we'll fill up with water. Okay, this one is all done, easy peasy. Let me show you the next little one that we're gonna do. I feel like this one will be pretty easy to switch. Do you guys remember the Epipremnum pinnatum marble, the like cutting that I got that wasn't, didn't have active growth or anything? I got it November of 2022, so this is the growth that I have from it. So the issue is I used a small grow pole by Thiccly. I like these at first, but they're too small. It's not meant for growing plants to maturity. If you want to grow a plant to have a little support, but you don't really care about it sizing up leaves and attaching into it, if you just want to use it kind of like a stake, then I recommend these, but I don't know why I put it on the small. Like I said, I thought it would work at the time, but I don't like it. I'm just going to switch it to a medium. I only have one large pole left and I need it for another plant here coming up. I'm going to have to order more of the large size. I really like the large Thiccly. They're the most stable. I have like my Sorderoy and my Majestic on and Varicosum on medium, and they're going to be, my Varicosum's on 4.5 of the medium. So I feel like it'll be fine to switch it for now. I don't have any more of the front open, the 3.0 unfortunately, so I'm just using the regular medium because I have it. And are you ready for the bottom of this? Whoopsies, someone needs a little repot there. I let it get overgrown, and I think I ended up having 4 growth points that activated. I have 1, 2, 3 that I can see. Maybe it was just 3. I'll have to get in here more. So yeah, since it really hasn't attached into the pole yet, I don't know why. Probably because I severely underwater this thing and I don't treat it like my normal poles. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch it, wrap the plastic around the nodes so that they can actually root in, so this plant can actually start sizing up, because your plant's not gonna size up if the roots don't have anything to anchor like into. Where are you going? The booming is so loud. I don't know, you guys probably can't hear it, but The Air Force Base that's here in Savannah, I don't know, they've been doing something drills, or I don't know what they've been doing like the past month, but I can hear it go off and it's just like boom. It sounds like a firework, but in the very, very distance. No, you know what it sounds like? If you ever watched the movie Jurassic Park and T-Rex is like, the puddle shakes because he's stepping and you hear like the boom, like he's coming. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a T-Rex walk in a way. Are you gonna sit on my lap? Now's not a good time. Mommy's repotting and filming. Well, while she's trying to figure out what she wants to do, let me build the moss pole first. There's all kinds of military planes that fly overhead as well. My husband loves watching them when he's like at home, when he's working at home. They're traveling faster than the speed of sound or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know the right terminology for it, but it's so loud. Some of them when they fly overhead. She's sitting on my lap. You can't see her. Let me bend you down. I actually just now thought I'm probably gonna have to add another extension on because it's already at the top of the 3, but I'll see once I get it on here. I might have to go ahead and extend it. But this is one that I've been meaning to do for a while, so I'm glad I'm finally taking the time to actually do it. These are so much easier to build when I've already used them before. I'm going to use a 5-inch repot me. I would go ahead and just stick it in a 6, but I'm out of 6-inch. I have them on order. They'll probably get here tomorrow, but I'm just going to go ahead and go to a 5. And then this is my moss pole mix, but I added in some cocoa chips in there. And I am going to add the rocks in once I get it. I did place an order. I got some off of Etsy in like larger quantities of pumice and some lava rock and orchid bark. So when that gets here, I'm gonna make a new moss pole mix up. Oh, I have tree fern in here too. I added a little bit of tree fern. The cocoa chips are still wet, so that's why I made like a separate little batch up here, because I don't want to add them into my mix yet until it's dry. I'm getting so hungry. I might have to stop and eat dinner soon. My husband should be coming home. He had to work today. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump this in here. It's fine. There's not really anything wrong with it. Oh no, this is the mix that I had used leca for. Oh, I hate this mix. It's like one of my mixes I had made when I was trying to add leca. I'll just like use around it, I guess. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get these roots up out of here. Did I already break some? Yes, I did. Go figure. This is not going as planned. I'm making a huge mess. What you doing, girlfriend? Okay, so since I don't think this has rooted in, I should be able to pull this right off of here. Because this doesn't open from the front, so I can't easily like you know, just take it out, I might end up having to cut this pole. Ow. Child. Yeah, most of this is not attached in there. I think I have one node here on the bottom that is rooted in. Ow, girlfriend. Jeez. All right, now that she's gone, we can actually work. So our goal is to get this pressed up against the moss so that this can start digging in and growing. And I'm gonna use the elastic. I'm just gonna use the clip for now until I can get all these vines up here. It's gonna grow so much better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to extend this one again, which means it's another moss pole I'm gonna have to put on the floor because I don't have room. I think I'm at my pole limit. I've actually taken, you know, some off. So I have it sort of like that. I need to pot up the base. I'm gonna do that first and then I will anchor the vines on. I'm gonna get rid of some of this soil that the plant was in before because I don't like the leca mix. It was back when I was using that other fertilizer too, that other slow release. I had tried that out and I feel like ever since I did that, my plant started going downhill with like fungal issues and all sorts of stuff, which I think was the rainwater, but I don't know, I had tried so many things. I'm sort of going back to adding some slow release back into my pots when I repot, just a little bit. I know it only lasts for a few months, but I feel like, I don't know, I have this big jar. I just opened this one because I bought it when I was using Osmoco. I had bought like 2 brand new bottles. So I feel like I'd rather just use it until it's gone. Like I don't want it to sit and not use it, you know? And then I'm still adding liquid fertilizer on top of this. But it'll just have a little extra nutrients in the soil. I keep forgetting about the TPS billions too. I keep meaning to throw some of that in here. I had to change my battery. Whoops, this here that I bought. Someone did say that be careful because this is like, if it has sugar, then it could attract ants. And I was looking at the ingredients and it's 98% organic sugar along with all the bacteria and stuff that's in here. I'm like, no wonder it looked like sugar crystals to me. I didn't even think to like look at that. So I don't want ants to start coming in here. So I'm going to be very careful. I'm not putting this in plants that are by my window up front. So the last thing I want is ants to start crawling in here like crazy. All right, the base is potted. Now we have to anchor the nodes really good and then go ahead and extend this one. And this again is grafting tape. Since I have one vine up here that's higher, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one first. I don't wanna get the leaves in this, just the node. These bottom little nodes here I'm not going to worry about just because they're the bottom ones. I feel like this plant is a little bit stubborn with the nodes, so it's kind of weird because Epipremnums usually climb pretty easily. I feel like they just need a little extra help. So I'm happy with that. It's better than what it was. It's grown a lot though from where it started because it took like 2 months for even a tiny little growth point to start activating, you know? It's a cute plant. All the little cute little fenestrations. It's really cute. All right, I need to water this in, and let me go ahead and grab an extension, another like 3.0, and we'll go ahead and extend it. Because the last node is here and it's gonna run out of room. Knowing me and how lazy I am with extensions sometimes, I might as well go ahead and extend it now so that it doesn't grow beyond it. I went ahead and filled it pretty much to the top because they just grow so fast. Once they get going, there is just no stopping them. All right, I just have to water her in, but there is her new pole. She looks 10 times better, and you can kind of see where I have the plastic wrapped around the nodes now, except I didn't do it on the top one. So as this one here grows, if it is not growing into the moss, I'm gonna add another wrap like right here, and to keep this growing. So that middle vine is the tallest. I have one over here that's wrapped, and I also have one over here that's wrapped. So 3 vines that have grown. And then, yeah, we're gonna water the silica in since I already have it here. Since this is already wet, I'm just gonna moisten the soil. All right. Very happy with this one. I'm so glad I took the time to do this. It honestly should have probably started sizing up already. It's just I was very lazy with doing this one because I knew I wanted to film it, and I knew I wanted to have like another moss pull day. So sometimes I push off projects until I'm ready to film them, and it gets them a little bit behind, but that's okay. Let that drain. I may have to get a new pot. I don't know if it's gonna fit. Yeah, it's not gonna fit in there, but I will have to find one for this plant. Ooh, I know what I could use. I could use the new one, this one here. Because now that my gigas is rehabbing, this will be a free pot. And she's perfect. I'm gonna set her on the floor, and I think I'm gonna give my husband a text to see how long he's gonna be, because I am really hungry. I hate like when my stomach starts growling like crazy, because then I feel like all I think about is like I'm ready to eat. And then I'll probably do, I'm kind of in the mood to do the thickly ones. I have some wire ones to do, but I feel like I don't really feel like busting out the wire ones just yet. So I might look at doing the Mandula next, because that one I really want to grow to maturity, and I need to cut like the top section and get that one. All the rest of the bottom I'm just going to propagate and make some like small 4-inch pots that I could sell, but the top half I'm just going to probably take the top thickly section and replant the base, like do a chop and then extend on top. So I think I'll do that one next, and we'll see what our time is looking like, and then we'll continue on for another video for another day. Okay, hubby is on his way home. I'm gonna quickly try and get this one done, and then take a dinner break, and then I might come back in and do a couple more this evening. This is my Mandula here. It's in the old mix. So all this is roughly the same size growth, and I did the experiment on this one in a video before where one side of it was growing all green and the other side variegated, so I chopped it back and since doing that, it activated new nodes to grow, which is all this top growth. This leaf here actually looks very nice. It's pretty decent size, along with this one here. The vine is starting to get a little bit thick, but it's off the pole now. Some of these leaves are a bit discolored, and I have some browning happening on some of the white parts. I knew I was going to chop this one soon anyway, so I was kind of slack with it. So I think what I'm going to do, I have 2 layers of Thiccly. One ends right here. So I'm going to cut here and take it apart. I'll extend onto this and keep like all of this. And then hopefully I'll keep getting larger leaves. If you can hear, it's all dry and crunchy. A lot of these roots are dried. So I don't even really like to take these with the plant. I'd rather just stick them in water and reroot all these cuttings so that way it can grow some healthy roots that aren't going to be dried and shriveled and probably rot if I were to like transition it to a new substrate. There's so many roots in here, it's going to be really hard to pull this apart. Sometimes the node is in the way in the front, so I have to cut away the plastic. Like you can't pull it up because the nodes down here that I cut are in the way. This cutting here isn't even barely rooted. I might just propagate that. A lot of the growth up here is more full because of those extra nodes that activated. So I'm wondering if I should just cut this pole and start it up a bit higher, like maybe cut the pole in half. Because this one isn't even that rooted here either, this growth. I might do that. I'm gonna cut here. And I'm gonna cut this plastic pole right here. I'm changing my plans. I don't normally cut the Thiccly poles, but where I want this to be planted, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. I don't know if that was making sense, what I was saying, because the bottom half where the poles meet, where I cut originally, was here, but this growth is so sparse that I don't really want that to be the bottom of my pole. I'd rather have this chunk be more towards the bottom because this is the good growth that I want to keep, and have this keep climbing. So I have like half a Thiccly pole and then I'll add an extension on. I did this with my variegated too. I cut it in half. So I'm just going to do it that way. And yeah, I'll take all this off to propagate. And I'm not going to add any more vines. So I'll propagate all these because I have like 3 already growing on this one, and that's more than enough. 3 is plenty. So I'm going to probably just do this off camera. All I do is just literally cut the roots away and take as many healthy cuttings as I can. So this leaf we're gonna have to take away because that's gonna be in the soil. I actually have 4 vines. I'm not gonna do 4, I'm gonna take one out. I'm gonna cut more of this away because now we have all this empty space here. I wouldn't normally advise cutting so much away because the plant can definitely shock. If you cut too much of the roots away like this, the roots that's left can't support the growth. So I don't know if I cut too much away. It still looks pretty, like rooted enough in here. I think it'll be okay. Next, what I'm gonna do is take the moss out of here from like here down, and then I'll plant this into a new pot and then do our extension. So we're gonna have A very short Mandula, but it's going to grow big. I feel like in no time. I feel like it's not going to take long for it to size up. Got some more mix here, another 5-inch repot me. And we're going to add soil in the bottom. This is so short now. I feel like if it didn't do the weird variegation thing, it would have been pretty big by now, because that's what caused me to chop it back. And when you chop it from the top, it takes a while for those nodes to activate again, and they're usually a bit smaller. I just didn't like the way mine was growing. The one vine that was growing variegate, or that was growing more green, was the one that decided to grow for the plant. So it would have been like the main vine, you know? And I just didn't want that. It's so little in here. Look how tiny it is. Oh my goodness. I hear Osmocote dropping everywhere. Oh, she's gonna be beautiful. That variegation is stunning. We're just gonna wrap this top one. This is beautiful. I'm so happy I chopped it now. I'm happy I took the amount that I did off of her. Do you see how beautiful it is now? And we should continue to size up. This one is unfurling, so it might get affected since I chopped so much of the root system away. But part of me doesn't think it will too much, because I was like really underwatering this plant, so I think it'll be fine. It might size down the next leaf or two, but it should start sizing up again in no time. And again, I have, I think, 3 vines. Yeah, I took one out, so I have 3 vines in here. I think this is the one that was doing the weird variegation thing, because I had added it back in. So if that continues to grow green, I might take it out and then just let all the pretty variegation grow up. We'll see what that one does. I like how full it looks though right now. All right, we're gonna water through with our silica. Oh. I wanted to give you a little look at the poles that we just did. I'm not leaving them like right in this spot. I just have them sitting down here. I'm kind of like cleaning and watering in here too. So that's the Mandula that we did. And the extension, we have the Epipremnum marble, and then that extension. And then we have Milano with that extension. So hopefully they do okay and they don't shock too much. I'm gonna put the Mandula back over on the shelf behind me, but I'm probably gonna have to leave these two in this area somewhere just because they're already extended. I don't really have room for them anywhere. So thank you so much for watching. I will have another moss pole maintenance day, probably a day next week. So it'll be maybe a video or two after this one that you're watching. We'll do another round. So yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.